Hi there from Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS, a job costing, full accounting, and profit management software for the professional home builder. This video is going to be the continuation of a little series of videos about how to delete payables transactions records based on different situations, and this one will be about how to delete one that was marked as paid by a credit card. So let's go to payables transactions. Vendor ledgers is where you would go to find databases of all your payables transactions, and that means things that you posted as vendor bills or debits or various things that you have. And let's just use the min-max dates to fill these in real quick. That's the minimum GL date, the maximum GL date found in your accounting database, or you could just type in a range you want. We don't automatically have that there. You can click that link to get those dates put in so that you want all the records that meet the other criteria. But I'm going to just look at one we posted to our generic vendor we called gas for posting credit card charges to gas stages or something. And let's play like somebody had brought us in some slip that wasn't right, wasn't even on our credit cards, and we accidentally posted it to a credit card. You can see here these are like debits. You can tell by looking at them. They're right here where you start seeing a different cash account that might be a liability type account, and CC hyphen 602, that's a credit card charge. But let's pretend like we realized maybe we're doing our credit card reconciliation or something that this charge never happened, so we're actually just wanting to delete it. So let's see what happens if we do the X button for deleting it. It says the entry has been marked as being paid by a credit card and cannot be deleted here. A window will open that can be used to mark the entry as unpaid. So we need to get almost all vendor bills that we do marked as unpaid in order to really get them deleted, except for maybe ones paid by voucher, etc. So you can see this. To mark an entry as not being paid by a credit card, click the pencil edit icon between the paid date and the check number columns. If you try to do this X right here, you'll get the same kind of message, and it's telling you to use that pencil edit icon to get it marked as unpaid payables and then go there to delete the entry. So it's the pencil edit icon between the paid date and the check number, which is this one. It says this is to change the record from being paid by credit card to unpaid. Be sure that marking this as unpaid will not affect a credit card reconciliation. If needed, close this window and click the credit card ledgers button on the Home tab. Are you sure you want to mark it as unpaid? Yes, mark as unpaid. It's been marked as unpaid, and the grid will refresh. Note that if it's filtered to show credit card entries only, then the entry will disappear from this search. And you can see that it does, because this was meant to show that thing that popped up was only credit card. Now you can see that it's unpaid, but if you click it, it's just going to say you have to go to the unpaid payables window. The reason we have to do that is just in case you do have a couple people working in payables at the same time. We like to control the deletions. We like somebody to be on the payables window, unpaid payables window, because it's a place where you select checks to be paid, etc. And we don't want to be on some other window and affecting stuff about unpaid payables. So we like it to be controlled from this window. I asked for the vendor gas on the unpaid payables menu. And so I've opened the unpaid payables menu, and I will click X right here, and then I will say yes, I want to continue to delete this record. Now it has been deleted, and if there's no more records showing based on what my search was, you'll have to close this message box yourself. For some reason it's supposed to trigger once the thing is refreshed to close, but if there aren't any records here, that seems to throw it off where it just stays there, that message. I have not figured that one out. So now you can see that we have an audit of the fact that unpaid payables entry was deleted, and right before that, credit card entry was marked as unpaid. So it has a record of things from before it was marked as unpaid, and then before it was deleted, in case you ever want to use the show hide search row here to search for what happened with that particular invoice. You could search by the amount or by the vendor, things like that. So I will close that. One more thing I'd like to mention about credit card charges. Let's go to the credit card ledgers. And I believe that was American Express. 2131 was the cash account that paid that. You're going to notice that to handle credit card entries, because I did that, there'll be two entries suddenly on your credit card ledger. Your original entry that was posted over, in addition, when you were marking things as paid by credit card, and then a reversing entry. And it kind of has to handle stuff like that behind the scenes. But if you don't like seeing that in and out, and if you use the X button here on your credit card ledger, these aren't showing up in your vendor transactions anymore. These are just entries that got posted as offset entries to take care of your accounting when you were reversing, getting rid of the fact that it was paid by credit card. It's just what has to be posted at that time. But this X is if it finds two of them to the same GL account, which is that 2131, two entries that together, when they add together and have the same date, etc., if they total to 0, CHS will let you get rid of those accounting records that got deleted, that were deleted from vendors' transactions, but it caused these two additional ones to be here to keep your books in balance. They're actually from two different transactions. The first transaction, when you marked it as posted by paid by credit card, actually put a credit entry into your 2131 account, and then when we deleted it to take care of keeping your books in balance, we took it out of the credit card payable, which made two accounting entries over there. And you might not like them on your ledger, so you can clean up your ledger with those in-out entries. It's explaining all of that here, and that way it'll get cleaned up so you don't even see those there. And there'll be a little audit about that actually somewhere. So that's all. That's how it's handled if you marked an entry as paid by credit card. We're going to talk about a couple of things that might prevent you from deleting entries in unpaid payables that have to do with whether they were on draw requests or whether they've been approved to pay, some of those kinds of things, whether they're attached to a PO. We'll talk about that a little bit and trying in a couple of the next videos. We'll first go talk about deleting a paid voucher entry, something that was marked as paid by voucher. And that'll be the very next video. Thank you for watching.